Well, hello once again, everybody. We are here, and we are ready to do a thing. Let me fix a filter. Boop, 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 boop. That'll do. That'll do. So, who would like to do the recap? I mean, I can do it for an inspiration for myself. But technically, there's only really like 3 people.
Oh my goodness, somebody do it. I could do it, but I already have inspiration.
Well, you can pass it to somebody.
Oh.
Remember, the inspiration is a pool that can be traded amongst players.
I would love it if we could all build up our inspiration and actually do something permanent with it. That's a fun goal. Okay, last time on The Fallen, which is what you named it. I didn't realize that you named it until I watched the stream. On The Fallen, episode 20. The gang, -1 chaw, decided to leave the little cavey area that we had been in and head back to deal with this butler. After wondering whether they were going to do that at all, with some hints from the DM about people's desires about doing that, and da 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 da, you started creating a plan to lure out Butler and the Lord Dale, if possible, to lure one of them out at least, separate them, trying to keep the mimics who are under their control from being pawns in a battle against us. And you successfully convinced Lord Dale, after returning to his abode, um, and getting some information. Wait, no, that was a little late. So you convinced him. No, hold on. So you were wandering along and you stepped in some goo. And the goo, Kozik stepped in some goo, and it happened to be a living entity, which his name was Flix, I believe. Was that right?
Yeah.
And Flix was this delightful, polite, soft spoken kind of creature that seemed to want to be able to help you. We're not exactly sure why. He seemed to choose you all to like go and help murder the town. But maybe he was onto the whole thing, the control of the mimic system. I don't know. But anyway, he went along with you, and helped you scout out what was going on at Lord Dale's manor by sticking parts of his amorphous body through cracks and things to spy on things. And you decided to go on in and give a ruse, luring out the butler, as Dale sent the butler out to check on what you all called a large mimic-like structure. And it was really interesting hearing you sort of hint toward how you knew that the town was full of mimics, but Dale was not fessing up about that. I was like, oh, where's this gonna go? If he knows you're onto it, maybe he'll just attack. I don't know. Um, but you managed to convince him that a good deal of like it was like a trade deal, and maybe getting resources, and then this mimic that could be out there, and that he should come check it out. And so he sent his butler. He wandered along with the butler, asking lots of questions, getting evasive answers, but eventually just tripped him and then started attacking him Well, I remember Raul was like quietly hiding, stealthing behind, ready to strike with his giant hide still lugging around, I guess. Uh, and you attacked, and he turned out to be a bearded devil in disguise. And you had a harrowing battle with your friend Flix involved as well, in which you struck and did all kinds of things, many things not working, fire, and I forgot what other things didn't work, but certainly necrotic damage was working on this thing. And you attacked, and he summoned minions to help, little imps and creatures from hell. Hellish, infernal creature this was. And you destroyed him and decapitated him and didn't look under his loincloth. Or maybe some of you did, I don't know. But I know that was a discussion. And then you took the head back, I believe, not the body, just the head. And you went back into town, said goodbye to your friend Flix, who was going to go find another little just nook to rest in. And Flix went down during the fight, and it was almost like reminded me of Odo from Deep Space Nine. Like he just had to turn into ooze now and again. And when he went unconscious, he just started melting away as well. But you rescued him, brought him back, and you went back to the mimic shop where you found Cha waiting within, planning exactly what you had already done. And he sees you all walk in, and that's where we left off. Please fill in anything didn't I didn't mention.
Did you mention the crazy? Didn't we pick up like a weapon from the guy?
That's right. There was a glaive.
Yeah.
This rune encrusted glaive that you schlepped back with you. Oh yeah, and you almost lost the lightning javelin, and that
Hello,
was like
hello,
a
I did.
big deal. Yes, that was a big deal. Everybody was searching for the lightning javelin.
Terrible rolls on it.
Well, the DC was just
I
really
wish so
high.
hard. I wish so much that I could have been there to help with that. But I'm glad you found it and used an inspiration.
We also, so Flix gave us a little bit of his griffin grease as well. I'm not sure if you mentioned that as far as being able to potentially trade that with Dale, but we ended up just kind of getting to uh, just having the butler follow us anyway. So I don't think we ever traded that. I think we still have it, if I'm not mistaken, unless
Is
Flix was
that
holding on to it.
is that
Didn't
And
he have
canonical
to,
that we still have it?
Yeah, that's fine.
didn't he say that he had to use it for his own body or something? I don't remember. Anyway, what wasn't
yeah,
it like there were two options he could choose. One of them was dragon's blood or a bottle of lard that just had a sign on it that said griffin grease. It's just lard. It's not actually griffin grease, right?
Is it?
I mean, I don't know.
it's a good
That's what I
question.
remember. But the dragon blood was definitely dragon
Wanted-
blood, and I was like, why didn't you pick the dragon blood? So that was a cute moment where I
There
was
he
like yelling
is.
at you all.
The very end,
Thank you
when
for
we
the
all
sub.
rested, we ended up making another deal with the innkeeper, shopkeeper, whomever,
That was
that we
delayed.
would bring them more food for allowing us to rest there safely.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
That one was delayed a few
And
seconds.
there you go. Who does not have inspiration right now?
Zed has one.
Okay.
The
Niavara, Raul,
I don't see one on Niavara's.
I do not.
Ozik.
I don't see one on Raul.
I had one, but I think we used it for Niavara to get the crit to find the lightning javelin.
Also, did Foundry update?
Yes.
The UI. Okay, I was gonna say the UI is slightly different. It seems.
The UI is a little bit bigger.
Alright.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I had before was a module that reduced it, but it kind of made it a little bit trickier to see everything. So all that module did was reduce the UI size, so it takes up less screen space. But yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we've got Kozik, Raul, and Niavara. None of you have inspiration.
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a D3. One of you pick a number. Pick a number one to 3.
2.
Okay, 2 for Raul.
2 for Kozik.
So Niavara has 3.
Okay. 2. Wait, what?
I was gonna say 2, and then he right as I started to say it, he said it, and I was like, shit, panic, 1.
Okay. So 1 for Raul, 2 for Kozik, 3 for Niavara. I'm gonna roll a D4. If it's a 4, I'll just roll again. So stupid. Oh my god, come on.
You can type roll 1d3.
No, this is more fun. Yay!
Yay.
We did it. Good one.
I'm so
Okay.
inspired.
It's typical.
That was classic. Come on. The time. I don't think I've ever rolled a 4 on a D4 twice in a row in this whole game.
Cube got dual nat 1s the
Quad.
other day. Quad nat 1s.
Ooh, quad. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, dang.
You get
Oh,
4
yeah.
nat ones.
4
and
in a
3
row, yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah,
2 were at the
it's
same Snake Eyes, the 2 of them, yeah, so 4 of them.
The AI is against all of us now, not just
Yeah.
the players. All right, Kozik, you are inspired. Bing, bang, boom.
Yay! Oh.
But inspired to
Divine
do
light.
what? We shall find out.
Mm.
All right. So, you guys effectively had, your long rest.
Oh, I just wanted to add, like when you all walked in and saw Cha there, like planning with the shopkeeper how to take out Dale and the butler, he turned around to all of you and was like, "Hey, you guys! I mean, I don't know what happened. I went to Dank and Tinkle, and then I came back to the cave, and you're all gone. I looked everywhere, and then I was like, and I came back here, and I waited. I figured you were all, going to have breakfast or go and take a bath. So how was your day?
I mean, when
Nothing big so far.
when they ran into you, it probably would have been evening. Just so you know.
Yeah. I've just been chilling here all day. Man, you wouldn't believe what this mimic guy, he can make a really comfortable couch. Like it fits every contour of your body. It's delightful. It's monetizable.
Yes. It is almost as if it could eat you alive.
I can never tell if he's joking or not.
Has he been joking around like that all day?
Yes.
It's been becoming more frequent as well. I'm so glad you're back.
Well, we weren't trying to leave you behind, of course, but we did have an opportunity to, I would say, help the townsfolk.
Good. Did you carry some water for them?
Something heavy out of town. You could say that.
Yes.
Oh, I have some great ideas for how to kill the butler, by the way. Here, look.
Has
look
he
at my
seen the
plan.
head yet?
Kill the who?
Kill just with somebody we don't like. No, I forgot. I'm not supposed to mention things. This whole control thing. It's like, God.
Just, we were simply taking care of some business out in the woods.
Did you have an orgy? You did, didn't you?
Ew.
Man.
Only an
No?
orgy of violence.
Oh,
Like, go,
what
goes,
is that? I
What
don't
goes
think
on
I've been to one
right?
of those. Is that like
you have, Joel. You remember when we were having that party with those bovine creatures? Remember how much fun that was? It was a lot of fun just like that out
you
in
had
the
sex with
in the
them?
woods.
Gross.
And Zed's gonna kind of look at Cha and almost just try to stare the information into his head.
He's gonna roll an insight check to see if he gets it. Right now, his mouth's just hanging open in disgust. Okay, here we go. Oh, right. The yeah, those silly cows.
Right.
Wink,
So that
wink.
that whole plan that you might have been formulating in your head could possibly um not necessarily need to be plotted anymore.
What? Great. Good
Thank
job.
Yeah, but we're not quite done yet.
Oh,
There's probably one more large bit, I would say. Very, very large.
A
Um,
very heavy object needs to be
yes.
escorted out of town.
okay. Thumbs up.
Does
I
one of you
mean,
guys have the head?
Oh, I thought we left it there. That was just
Okay.
for
I think we
ornamental
you put
put it.
that,
purposes on the
yeah.
body.
I think we put it on a pike
Yes.
there.
Okay,
That's
cool.
right. You
See.
wanted to pike it. I remember that.
I was gonna say because now would be the time to show Cha the
Right.
spoils of victory, but if we don't have it, that's fine.
Okay, you guys will have to tell me about that later on. But okay, maybe should we leave? Maybe we should leave, or no? Let's take it easy.
As Neovar
And
has
then perhaps
several
maybe.
cuts and one wound
Oh, yeah,
that she had bandaged, but it still bleeds through a good bit, but not
Ooh.
probably not nearly as badly as it would have been based on how much blood is on her clothing. Let's see who else got shreked in there. There was the other the other entity, but he's kind of just meandered off on his own.
I was wondering about that. Did Flix just kind of say farewell and go on his own way?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Shopkeeper, can you make them some beds? Very comfortable ones, like you made that full chair for me.
I'd rather not.
Don't stretch him out too badly.
Okay, no problem. It's getting testy. I think he's hungry. He ate that whole dinosaur. But he's hungry again.
Roba being trapped in a place, I imagine.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, is anybody staying up?
I think Char will stay up because he's just been chilling out all day and he'll like take a first watch.
Is this going to be the classic Cha and Veldrin watch again?
I mean, probably.
Yep.
I mean, so you guys are in the shop, so
Eldrin, come here. Let's continue our discussion where I talk and you say nothing. Yes? Yes.
Look,
Okay.
he's already in his character.
oh yeah, and Raul is not with you because he is, after all, carrying his weight in meat on himself.
Oh. All right. Where did he go?
Somewhere.
Fine. But you guys look pretty exhausted from your adventure in the woods. Take a break. I'll stay up and try to make sure you don't get eaten.
I would never, unless you told me so.
You know, we might ask you to eat something in the future, just not our friends. But I have a feeling we might have lots of food for you in the future.
We shall see. So for those of you, I guess, staying up, can give me your appropriate checkaroonies.
Like
All right.
stand up or stay up.
Staying up. Because Cha said he wanted to keep a watch inside the building.
Natural 20.
So-
So then it would be Veldrin, right? Can you roll for Veldrin, or how does that work?
I mean, I could, but I feel like I don't really need to.
Yeah, you don't.
Or maybe I already have and you just can't see it.
Cryptic.
Ah, it's not a crypt, it's a tomb. Anyway, so throughout the night, your compatriots rest in one way, shape, or another. Raoul still remains unseen and unheard. He didn't exactly relay to anybody where he was going to go. Perhaps he has left you forever and he's never coming back. Perhaps he's found his people. Perhaps he went out to use the javelin on something and he hit himself. You don't know. He could be dead for all you know.
Went to go get milk, that's all.
Yeah, just from the corner store. So Cha, you would hear some knocks on the door. Maybe, you'd probably see people coming and going. They'd sort of chit-chat with shopkeep. But beyond that, nothing really stands out. And the chatter is mostly, good evening, how are you? How are you feeling since that group of people mortally wounded you, etc., etc. If we see them again, should we try and eat them like the other people that do that, or? And the shopkeep is just, he's not saying yes, but he's not saying no. Maybe harboring a little bit of just a little bit of venom. After all, you did just kind of openly, attack him, so he might have there might be a little bit of that. But he is also true to his word, or its word, and is not exactly ratting you guys out and saying, "Hey, I got him in the back here." And among the voices you hear, one of them eventually is the original. Well, I guess not really original. The second person you met. Wait, nope, that was the third. The one that took you to the shop in the first place, the guy that Cha fed. You know, he pops in, checks in,
No.
but beyond that, it's really just idle chatter. But the thing that does seem to be of note with your perception is that none of these individuals seem to sleep. They don't seem like they're tired. It doesn't seem like they really have a sleeping cycle per se. Or maybe they do and they just kind of turn into an object and that's how they sleep. You don't know. You don't really leave the building. But beyond that, nothing really happens. And Raul, what are you doing? Because you've basically been sitting outside, covered in meat. Nobody's noticed you. Because that's a natty one to see if any of that juicy meat that Raul's covered in has wafted in the air, and apparently they just don't. Maybe it's so windy right now that, you know, nobody really notices. Doesn't pick up. And I don't know if Rose tried to say anything. Don't hear him.
He's in the
Yeah, I see him
Discord.
sending messages. Okay. So he's just waiting. I was gonna have him do a stealth check, but townsfolk already rolling that one, so they don't notice him. For an entire evening, nobody notices the fresh meat right under their nose. Or perceived noses, because, you know, they are particular creatures. Anywho, so yeah, the next day rolls around. The birds are chirping. The shop is creaking.
We've got to go. We've got to finish what we have started, don't we?
Well, it'd be rude to leave him hanging with, such a big task left. For nothing if not meant people of our words.
I'm gonna have some rations, and I'm going to gird myself for battle.
Oh, that's going in the quote book.
We gotta get the big man.
Be as hard as the original object. The original object, it looked so small and unassuming, but it actually turned out to be so heavy. And we found out that actually no, even though the other one's bigger, it's not the actual load-bearing one.
So, if the smaller, bigger, I'm sorry, I'm not following all the metaphors, but the one that you are talking about that is no longer part of the equation, if it is gone, would the citizens of a certain village be free of a certain difficult curse at this point?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
Even though it was the load-bearing one, I actually think that there might have been some sort of magical prowess, perhaps, stored in the bigger object that might be responsible for why the smaller object was so much heavier.
Okay. So the heavier, yeah,
I'm sorry, Chaw. I
I
can see the gear in your brain working and it's just spinning and nothing's
Hey, Cho,
Here.
you got steam coming out your ears there, fella.
There's so much context I'm missing for this metaphor.
It's not my
Okay.
fault. We're trying to describe it in the middle of a perhaps less than ideal situation.
Eh, Maybe we should just go outside.
Let's go maybe see how Raul's doing. Is he
Yeah,
unable
yeah.
to come in
Ask
for
him.
reasons?
Should I
Is
take
he
a point
still
of
lugging
exhaustion?
around the?
So he stayed up all night.
Yeah, I have a sack of meat in a village full of mimics by myself. I definitely would have not slept.
Is
Then
he
yes.
still carrying around a piece of that dinosaur that we destroyed?
Yeah, he wants to make some armor out of it, I believe.
Okay.
It's a choice. It's a choice. Probably a wrong one. Definitely a stupid one.
He stayed outside
Mm-hmm.
all night because of. Okay. We'll just go through and go. Let's complete our task. Yes. Our grim task.
You're
Mr. Shopkeeper, thank you so much for letting us rest. You know, your culture is very interesting. I heard you speaking throughout the night to your fellow townmates, and it's quite intriguing. It doesn't seem that you sleep or need to. You know, you have such a unique culture. Fascinating.
Yes. And creatures like you have such unique flavor.
Jeez. All the subtlety in your gustatory metaphor has fled.
for many reasons, I assume. One of which might be dealt with shortly if we can get on with it. And go find
Indeed.
our wayward bird.
That thing's starting to smell yet?
Probably. I have not leaned in close to tell. And Raoul, for his many tricks and tips, himself does indeed smell like a bird.
Huh.
And that means bird shit.
I got that one. The whole load bearing thing. Sorry, I didn't study much architecture with the private tutors.
Ivara's like puts a palm on her face, like, all right.
Fairly well, shopkeeper. I have a feeling next time we meet, it will be under very good circumstances. And that doesn't mean you can eat us.
Wish you luck, happy hunting. May it not be us that end up on your table by the glory of the Fury.
Okay.
Neovar
Okay.
snorts. Yeah, that was
Uh,
a little much, wasn't it?
Man,
Good luck.
these mimics have a great sense of humor. I think. Unless they're just being honest, and then it's a little scary.
Or in the middle is usually where the truth lies.
Yeah.
So
But we head out of the back mouth.
all right.
Yeah.
I mean, he lets you out.
This time.
Just ability checks. Okay.
For now.
All right, so if we all just walked outside, Zed's just gonna kind of randomly out of nowhere just kind of make some bird noises in hopes that he could kind of call Raul.
Give me a
I'll make bird
charisma.
noises back.
Give me a little charisma
hear your
there.
bird.
Let's see
hear
your
your
bird call.
noises. Hear it.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be something like Coco. Coco. Raoul? Hey?
Raul, you hear the call of a bird that sounds like it's drowning.
Like it's like it's dying.
He's gonna holler out, "You dying?"
No, I'm all right. Where are you at? Are you dying?
I'm just above you.
Oh, fuck. Hey,
Oh,
you made it.
Still covered in meat.
you got the
I have.
rings around your eyes. Are you molting?
I
What is
did
that?
manage to flesh a lot of the meat while we rested. I just didn't get to finish it. So, and it shouldn't smell too bad because it shouldn't have a lot of flesh left, I guess.
I mean, if you just
Hoping.
stayed up all night, sort of hiding, then I could say you would have gotten all of it in a 6 to 8 hour time frame.
Okay.
You've been up there pecking on that thing all night without sleeping?
They'll smell it. They'll try and eat me. I'm having like a little bit of like crazy, but not like insane or anything. Just be like a little paranoid.
Okay, what's the plan? So you took out the butler.
Right. By the way, all that weight talk in there, I was struggling as well. We went out there and we fucked up the butler. It was
Nice.
Oh my
started
God.
summoning all sorts of creatures and things like that. What?
Summoning?
So
Is it
he
a
was
witch? A warlock?
Oh,
some
yeah.
sort of
Now's your
infernal beast.
opportunity to describe in great detail what you guys interacted with for Cha.
We had like these things coming out of his face. They were like little grabby bits, like they were like little arms, like a bunch of them coming out of his chest.
Arms on his face?
Yeah,
And he was and it was summoning things?
well, didn't he
Okay.
talk in some like weird language too? There,
It sounded like sometimes when you when you yell, in that hellish tongue, there, Joe.
When I yell?
It was infernal.
Oh shit. Am I starting to put together the pieces of what this thing was?
I don't know, are you?
Probably not with
I-
that description.
I mean, arms coming out of the face is like, whoa, flashbacks or something. Summoning things, speaking in infernal. Tell me more. What did it look like? Are you trying to say it was from? It was from my
well, I think he was reddish. Maybe he's just really angry. I'm not sure.
bitch. Another hell creature here.
Actually, he was purple.
Well, yeah, okay. That's a shade of red.
I'm gonna do an insight check to see if I'm getting an idea, or maybe a history check.
History with advantage.
Sure.
Why can't I show all
15.
What he was a sore loser.
Oh yeah, he was purple. Wasn't he? I thought it was red.
Right.
It was a bearded devil, wasn't it? Took
He had a
over this
beard.
town. Son of a bitch.
Right,
What
well,
are all these hellish creatures doing here?
we were
Where
asking
was
him
that?
a few questions, and it seemed like apparently he's been working with old Dale for quite some time, but he wouldn't. He was brazen enough to tell us a bit of information, but withheld quite a lot as well.
Maybe Dale made a contract.
That was actually my thought too, which is why I was trying to tell you that he was the brawn and Dale might be the mind.
He might have been under the power of Dale if there was some kind of a deal.
So Dale knows how to summon the devils from it. Could have some prowess in battle. They might be able to summon something else. Who knows?
Another problem that we were thinking as well was if we're anywhere near this town when we, I would say, engage Dale, he could very well turn the whole town against us. And if that's the case, he's going to use them as fodder before ever trying to fight us directly. Something to consider.
And you tried to get him out, but he wouldn't leave.
Well, we were trying to initially convince Dale. We were basically saying that there were some mimics about that he'd probably like to look at and acquire for his town. But he was insisting on sending the butler.
And does he know that the butler is dead? Do you think he would feel that connection severed? Or
We don't know
could
yet.
maybe we could trick him and show up as the butler? I mean, but
That was
That was the original plan,
that was a bit
actually.
of a thought, but
Hmm.
it's possible assumption that he's not aware since he granted might not know that we're in town, but the town's not really looking for us per se.
hey, right. We pointed at all night. Well, what if we ask the townsfolk to leave town? Like, just leave or go far away for a while for the day. Maybe they're farther away and he calls them. It would take a long time to get to him. If they can leave, maybe they can't leave of their own accord. I don't know. One guy we met though, Sid, he was far away. He was by that whole other place that we haven't gone to yet. Maybe all these people can leave. We ask them quietly so that Dale doesn't know.
How many townspeople are there? Dozens?
About less than 100 would be that. Because it's not a village.
Were we able to, when we went into Dale's shack this most recent time, and Flix was kind of doing some spying through the cracks and crevices and things like that.
A hamlet, by the way.
Uh,
Fewer than 100.
Were we able to tell if that house or building is also a mimic? Or like, did we have confirmation that it wasn't a mimic, rather?
I want to say that yes, we do have that confirmation that it was in fact just a normal house.
Because I think we've all been under the impression of that so far. And I don't know if that's being said, maybe keeping him inside and not letting any of the mimics come in could be a potential plan if he doesn't want to leave.
If he doesn't come out, he wouldn't even know if everyone left. Wouldn't even care.
That is fair. He basically told us that he doesn't leave.
Hey, Neovar, give me a quick history check.
All right. I'm pretty sure Alex the human remembers that they said that they can't leave, that there's
Oh,
something
okay.
stopping them from leaving.
In that case, if you
I
remember
was gonna
it,
say I think they're like
Um,
under a spell.
Yes,
But
that
Sid, but we
that was
met Sid way outside of town.
maybe
Was
he
it just
wasn't
like
part of the
Well,
townspeople.
Sid was
He
from
was
another town, and he had
too.
just come to that town, but he was originally from the other town.
I thought Sid was from Dale.
He is now, but he is not. He wasn't.
He's a
Originally,
transplant.
he's got to
Yeah.
be a oh, it's a real person living there. Oh.
My actual idea is that we could try impersonation. I'm happy to try impersonating that piece of shit.
Hmm.
That wouldn't be too difficult. The rub is that if he knows that his minion is deceased, what if his minion has already been resummoned? In which case, the more time we're
Well,
waiting, the more time we're screwed.
Would
That
Cha
would be
know
awkward.
about the kind of reconstitution of devils and the hell and the time periods in between their like reincarnation, all those cycles, like
Definitely not one day.
right? Like, I mean, myself, I remember reading all about that, but I'm wondering if Cha would know about it.
I mean, he knows some aspects of it because he's from there. But it definitely takes a long time for that to happen.
Right. So Cha would say that he says for sure it takes quite some time for a devil once destroyed to reconstitute in the hells and to be summoned again. It would take much more time than just one night. So I think we're okay. If you destroyed it, we're okay from that. There might be other things. We could try to bar the house, lock it up once we get in, keep the others from getting in. But the 100 people, they could break down the walls.
FYI,
but
100 people. And I emphasize people.
Oh, so we don't know how many people and mimics are in this town. We should ask the shopkeeper. And would the people be under this spell? Maybe the people aren't only the mimics.
honestly,
Hmm.
at the end of the day,
Hello?
Hello.
we're gonna have to kill Dale.
Sure.
So we might.
We just don't want
Oh,
the others to get caught in the crossfire.
I think we can just, like, how do you say, fire him down really quickly. We just all prepare an action, and we just stab the motherfucker. And Neavara is very invested in this. Perhaps a little too invested, overly invested. She's
feel like-
very mad about this situation.
I feel like Kozik might be trying to say something, but it's not working. I heard a hello, and that was the only thing I've heard in a long time.
No,
Yeah.
I think I'm back. Everybody dropped out, had to restart. We're here.
Oh, gotcha. I think he's equally passionate about this with Niavara, so he's noticing this. It's like, Niavara, I feel what you're saying, but we have to make sure he doesn't get these people wrapped up in it and killed.
Well,
If
I
he's
got a
more powerful than
suggestion.
it seems, then it could take time and he could call on them all.
I
Or
don't
if
know
he
if it's much.
escapes, he's
What?
able to escape quickly.
The problem is that he's a lazy bastard, and you missed his conversation where he more or less confirmed that he doesn't ever leave his palace.
I got something to add to that. I got a suggestion if you guys are willing.
Yeah.
So, well, you guys don't know much about me, right? Well, I haven't really told you a ton.
Doesn't seem like you know much about you either.
Well, I started remembering some stuff, and
Oh,
I'm quite good at making stuff. When I was thinking, he doesn't leave his house. What if I jimmy up a little thing that when we go in, we can barricade the door, so if he calls something, they can't come. Like I trap the doors or something. make something like a big iron bar with some traps and bits on it. And then when we come in, I install it on the door real quick, lock the door in, and then he doesn't leave anyways. But then that keeps them from coming in, so we can just take it to instead of trying to ruse and do all this stuff. What we just take the fight right to him. Seems efficient. Just go right to him, block the door, can't get in, and we just give him the old snuff.
Did the shack have windows and any other entrances?
Well, as far as I saw, it's one room, no second floor, nothing. It's just all big one room, and well, I don't think there was any other doors or nothing or no windows. I don't. I'm pretty sure. Cubed, I'm fairly certain out of character that you did say there are no windows, but I don't
Correct.
remember if you said no doors.
Just the one that goes in.
I think so. I know there's no windows, but I don't know about. There might be a second door, but I'm unsure about that. But I was thinking, I'm pretty good at making stuff, but I don't have any of the tools. While we're at the shop, figure we might go ask him. If he does, maybe he's got like bits of metal or something, like magical components, because I'm quite handy at doing that as well. Out of character, Raoul's an artificer.
Hmm.
Like
So
it's a trap or something.
another bit to take into consideration would be that he's more or less expecting us to be back. So walking into his domicile is not going to be all surprising, only up
Right.
until he realizes that the butler's not there anymore. And if he doesn't already know, and we walk in with someone who looks like the butler, that allows us a lot of free time to potentially, I'd say, put the situation in our favor.
So maybe we could chat with him. And the
Or
butler
maybe we
could
just walk
describe
in
what
and
happened.
pleasantly surround him before we all start stabbing him.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's kind of where I was where I was thinking.
I mean, that sounds great. I'm just if this being can summon demons from hell, I'm just a little concerned it might not be as easy as all that.
Aye, nothing's easy, Joe, but
Gonna be honest, Dale. Everything I've seen of the man is that he is not the smartest tool in the shed.
Oh, he's smart enough to summon a devil.
He's smart enough to have someone else more capable than him to do his work for him. He's already
Well,
confirmed he has everything he wants inside of his own house.
I mean, that's true, I guess. But the way I see it in the line of work that we kind of do, manipulation seems to be a bit of a skill, and I think he's got a lot of that. So I wouldn't underestimate him too much. I think he might have some tricks up his sleeve.
That's what I'm concerned about. If he is able to stall and call on all of these creatures to assist, and then we have to start killing those we're trying to save. I like the idea of barring the door, if possible.
That seems like a good idea.
Now, the downside to barring the door is they can't get in, but we also can't get back out.
That's
So
right.
once it's done, it's done. That's the thing, though. So, like, what? I'm not trying to say that anybody's got a wrong idea or nothing, but I think that we really need to hash it out and be very prepared going into this.
Yes. Something is rotten in the state of Dale. Okay, then. So you said you can build stuff. What could you build to block the door?
Yeah, I was thinking if this guy's got them farming tools and stuff in there, he's probably got some like sickles or scythes or something big metal, right? Right. So what if you just you make a little thingy that when you walk in and just like a crank on it, and I just slam it into the floor and we crank it and it slams it into the ceiling and in the walls like a big cross in the door and it keeps the door from getting open. Anchors it down.
Nice.
Because you don't want it to hurt anybody on the other side of it. You just want them to not be able to push it open.
So we walk in. If we throw that in right there, he's gonna know something's up.
Yeah, so like if you go in, you disguise yourself as Nevar was saying, and then you distract him. Well, you guys are distracting him. You
How
like he'll wait for the moment, I'll slam it in, and then you go stab it.
how long would it take you to deploy that?
Yeah.
I mean, I think probably a few seconds. If it's made and it's made right, just a couple seconds, right? You just hit it down, and then you just out of character. Think of like a battleship door. You know how like you spin it and it runs the bolts into the floor and ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So, hey, so how about we've got that as a backup? We walk in like nothing's the matter, and if we're not giving the town or Dale any reason to have any alarm, if he does try to call upon the town, it'll take him a few moments to actually, gather out, start trying to break in the door and things like that. And that sounds like Raoul have plenty of time to deploy said trap, but um, the the bit of misdirection that we might have walking in just like nothing's the matter, right? We successfully did what we were saying we were going to do. Here's your butler, and then boom.
Are you surprised? That's a big advantage right there.
I like I like the idea of being prepared. I would say before we walk in there,
What
everyone
did you
knows what they're
offer
going to
him
be doing.
again?
Hmm?
Did you offer Dale? What was the thing that turned him on about this deal?
We had we had two different things I think we were talking about, and I forget which one Kozik mentioned, but I think it was that um, there was basically like a building mimic just outside of town that we came across.
I think it was then him and Niavara were telling about the mimic building you guys came across like before you met Raul, but they were
Mhm.
lying to him to make it seem like it was recent and nearby enough that he
Yes.
could add it in. And then what was the other thing? Uh
Food,
the I
meat,
think
trade.
it was food, wasn't it? And
A
he was
lot of
like,
food.
but then he like turned the idea of like the us killing dinosaurs and stuff for him down. That's what it was.
Was like a trade deal involved or something he was
I don't
interested in.
I don't think we were trading him for anything. I don't think we were getting anything out of it. I think it was more of like an offering that we
No,
were using as a
it was
ruse.
just the idea that it's like, oh, maybe we don't feel safe, and like we want to feel like we can come to your town and get safe passage here. He
Like a
was like,
tribute
all right,
kind of
whatever,
thing.
that sounds cool.
Yeah, because he was like, well, that's going to be easy. That's like the easiest deal I've ever made.
Yeah, like we were
Sure.
just
Right.
paying alms to him kind of thing.
And we were trying to give him. I know that Zed cast distort value on the vial of that grease that we had, because I believe
Hmm.
that we were going to potentially use that as some sort of object of negotiation, but I don't think it ever came up really. So
I
Yeah,
waved it in front of his face when we were out on the trail, and the butler was like, I don't care about that.
oh
And then
right.
we tripped him and attacked him. Yeah.
he was real elitist about it. He was like, I'm
Yeah.
no better than that. Now, in
Perfect.
character, I don't know anything about what their conversation was because I stayed outside. So I don't know what the inside of the building looks like. I just, saw the doors and stuff.
How long would it take to create that device, do you think? You have the right materials, tools.
Oh, well, I don't know. So what I was thinking, if I get a spring, put it in the center of it, and you get like a spear or some sort of pole bladed thing, right? In all four directions. Just going to hit it in the center of it, and it shoots the blades into the wood. Well, I mean, probably
Cool.
wouldn't take too long. It's not like I'm out here blacksmithing nothing.
Well, let's go ask the shopkeeper if he's got that stuff. And let's ask him how many humans there are versus mimics in this
The
town.
stronger the object, the better, though. Because like I can just break a spear over my knee.
A lot of the objects in that shop are just mimics, and we don't want a mimic to be your object because he'll be able to call upon it.
Well, that's
Yeah,
very
that's what we
true.
got to be careful of.
That's very true. If he's got any bit of any like butter,
You asked that
that would be
before.
nice as
You
well.
didn't. I
He didn't.
specifically remember you asking about butter, and he didn't.
Yeah, I'm just really trying to get some butter.
We got
It did
Griffin
have
grease.
like that cracked mirror. I think there was a cracked mirror that was real.
I did get the mirror. I think Zed mended it already. I don't have cracked in the thing.
And there was farming equipment that may or may not be mimics. We could
The
go
grip-
ask.
The Griffin grease, DM discretion. It's for the grease
Hey.
spell. So what it's for. But the mirror was for sanctuary.
Did you use some of this griffin grease as butter?
Well, I don't know. I'm I haven't seen very much butter in the Fae. It could be. So that's up to Mr. Hubert there.
We've
I
got
mean,
a plan.
the only cows you've seen, you've been murdering. So
True.
Yeah. Bovine.
But yeah, I was thinking, like a spear or maybe a shovel I could sharpen. The blade of a scythe would work pretty well. Just the blade of it, that's just a solid piece of metal with a point on it.
Hey, there's that giant thing you're schlepping around, that glaive thing.
Well, yeah, but
did
I
they
think
ever point
Veldrin
that
might
out
be
to
using
Cha?
it.
Oh yeah, the glaive. I
We
don't
did.
think
We
we
talked
mentioned
about
it.
it.
We talked
did
about the
talk about it.
glaive.
Oh no, we didn't. In the recap, we did. You're right. So you haven't shown. I mean, I assume you've been carrying it. Isn't it massive?
Veldrin has it.
Niavara will take out her rapier, sort of glance it over before shrugging. Like, I don't actually use my offhand weapon too often. Would you be able to fashion this into something?
Oh yeah, I'd probably do that. I got 2 spears as well, so that's 3 of 4.
Bing bang boom.
Well, Cha, I'd say
So
Veldrin probably would have showed the glaive.
Jesus, look at that horrifying thing. It's
I-
definitely cursed.
And it
I
hit
do
like a
still have
bitch.
this halberd as well, and I
Oh.
never use it because it's heavy as fuck.
All right, there.
Yeah, how do you carry that around?
It's in my pocket.
You guys schlepping around hundreds of pounds worth of weaponry and skins.
And
Fantasy
nobody
style.
nobody took the guy's
We should all
loincloth.
be slowed. You didn't check under his loincloth. That's where all the treasure is. All of it's under loincloths in hell. Remember that.
We could have got another beard.
You have no idea what's under my loincloth.
You would have found a very different type of beard.
Gross.
You
That
still got
was
that
not
merkin
subtle.
somewhere.
It's right here, and it's like draping across the side of Chaw's head, like tucked behind one of his ears.
My mouse work.
Stuffed between his horns. Isn't it beautiful? Man, new style. Anyway,
So-
my pubic merkin is besides the point. Always look under the loincloth. Okay? Rule number 8.
So Cha, give me a history.
History. Here we go. 15.
That's an awfully familiar looking glaive. But you might have to do some closer inspection on it.
Wait a minute. Can I see that thing?
I mean, Veldrin wouldn't show you.
Here, watch this. I'm gonna wave my hands in front of Veldrin's eyes. Watch how the pupils don't even change or dilate or anything. Watch this. Look at that. No response. Veldrin, your concentration is phenomenal.
Veldrin would roll their eyes, stick the glaive in the ground, and read a book.
We're warming up to each other. It's happening for sure. Okay. Look at this thing, this monstrous, horrifying, hellish thing. It does have beautiful craftsmanship, though. So I'd take a look at it. I see runes and things in it, right?
Yep.
And then what is familiar about it? Just that it's from hell, or is it?
Well,
Does this look
give
like
me
something?
an investigation to delve deeper into this mystery. You'll get something, but I just want to see how deep you can delve into this.
Got it. 11.
Surface level. This glaive has very familiar markings in the shaft. Not the deep shaft, the shaft.
Mm.
And
Hey,
this
everybody,
is the
the
marking
hellish
of
shaft.
and this is the marking of a particular other quote unquote royal / noble family, but ones that are very much known to yours as rivals. They specialize in manipulation.
Bitch. Well, this comes from a group, a family that I know of from my city of Dis. Rivals of my family house. Throws it to the ground.
Well, does it have any special properties or something beyond its hellish origin?
I don't think I would know. You might have to sit with it, but be very careful. Thing could have some horrifying
Can I
chains or curses connected to it.
can Kozik do like an arcana check on it just to see if he's magical?
Yeah, it's usually
All right,
pretty hard to ascertain a bit of that.
I'm gonna get a great roll on this one.
Yeah.
So, like, hypothetically speaking, what kinds of curses are you talking about?
Oh gosh, there's so many. I mean, it could be a sentient weapon that would tie its life force to your own and suck out your soul over time, potentially.
So, like,
It could be.
hypothetically speaking, I got hit by it,
Oh
And you
no.
were insulting him a lot.
He deserved what I said to him because he was a little punk ass bitch who didn't even get properly hurt by radiant damage. Can you believe that? The audacity of this devil. Um, but like it's not healing quite right.
Uh-oh. Um,
So,
you
with a
mean
19, Kozik, you would
Yeah.
know that this weapon is indeed magical. And I mean, are you doing anything in conjunction with it, or are you just checking it out?
I guess I'm trying to intuit something and checking it out. I don't know. I kind of swing it around or something.
It has a very sinister feel to it when you touch it. Almost gives you goosebumps.
be careful with that, Kozik.
But you do know it is magical. You can ascertain that. And you know it's at least effectively a +1. And let's see, with a 19, you'd also know that it does inflict wounds on its target, should they hit, and should they be fleshy, which is probably why it didn't really affect your Flicks buddy.
Right. I kind of look at it and furrow my brow, and I let the group know those things about it. But I'm not quite sure. There could be more to this than meets the eye, but that's what I've been able to ascertain.
Was made by horrible, manipulative, hellish creatures that like to make deals to take people's souls, Kozik.
That's so sinister.
Yes.
I guess that's to be expected from its hellish origin. Well, maybe it'll have an effect on the mayor or something.
Listen, I
Whatever we're
can
gonna
see
do
you
with it.
salivating over this thing, Kozik. Just be careful before you attune to it, okay? Check it out thoroughly.
No, this is not for one such as me to wield.
You think Veldrin will?
Veldrin will, I think, certainly be able to use this better than me.
Make for a prime candidate in your exploration, it sounds like.
So you hand it back to Veldrin,
Oh yeah.
or do you give it to somebody else? That's
Somebody else wants to have a whack at it, then I'd be happy to. But otherwise, I hand it back to Veldrin, who probably seems a little distracted. And is like, oh, whatever, okay.
yeah, just reading their book.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, I'll be honest. It looks fucking badass, right? But I mean, just be careful, okay? I'm not gonna touch that thing. Anybody uses it, just watch yourselves.
Okie dokie.
Okay, to the shopkeep. We'll talk to them.
I think we have all the materials that we need. I think that's what Raul was saying.
Oh,
at least.
right.
Yeah.
He needs a spring, though. No, you need some kind of spring.
Well, I can do it mechanically, so you just go like the sword on the top, and you got like the halberd on the bottom, and put a spear on each side, and then you like connect at an angle, like the left in the bottom, and then like the top, and then like the right one, and then you connect the bottom to the top, and then you put like a lever on it, and so when you turn the lever to one side, it forces the ones that are connect to move outwards. Ideally, right? So I just go and need some wood.
It sounds like a very fancy for Zed. It sounds like a tool that's almost like the wheel of a ship with extra bells and whistles.
I
Brilliant.
think he's just gonna. Zed's just probably admiring it and somewhat reminiscing about being on a ship.
So we'll ask the shopkeep for some wood. You fix it up. Hey, maybe we go in, we surround him with the butler. We talk about how successful we were. We all stab, and then Raul runs to the door, puts the thing in place while we just keep on hacking away.
Just in
And then we
case,
all get a shot right at the beginning.
since the shopkeeps, the mimic, and the Dale, can't say certain things, or it's known, right? Probably
Right.
like mind reading a bit. We got everything we need here minus wood, but we're in a forest. So I think I might just go get some. That way we don't even risk, you know, them knowing we're up to something, just in case.
Should I ask about the townspeople? Like how many mimics, or are we just ready to rock and roll?
I wouldn't see a problem in that, I guess, but I mean, might ask somebody else though.
Oh, somebody
I'm
other than the
more than happy to
Well,
just go about and complete this murder as quickly as possible.
hey, you know what? Let's do it. Let's be in the
Kozik's ready
moment.
to rock.
What do I need to roll for you, Cube, to make this?
I
Or just take the hour or whatever? Or however you want me to do it?
I have the distinct feeling the longer that we wait, the more likely it is that the guy is going to notice that his a companion is
Artificer.
missing.
For sure.
See.
Let's do this.
Oh, well, I guess
So-
we do go ask shopkeep for one thing. I don't have any like making tools. You think he's got a hammer and some
That's
stuff in
right.
there?
You said tools. A
I've
hammer.
got a hammer, and let's see what else I got.
So you're what, level 1 artificer?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't
I've
have
got
that
a
yet.
hammer. I've got some rope.
Oh,
I've got a
work.
crowbar.
Oh yeah, that'll work. Yeah, we could use
Yeah,
that.
I've got a crowbar too. Everybody,
I
dump
don't know
out your
why I have a
tools.
crowbar,
For
but
thieving.
I do have one.
Oh, that might be my crowbar. I think I let you borrow it once.
Oh, possibly.
Okay, those are the smaller things. So to make that, I mean, you definitely need some tools first and foremost, since you don't have that class feature. So the question is, what tools do you have available?
A hammer, crowbar, some rope, knives.
Mm-mm.
So I could carve things down, tie it together.
What else do we have here?
I'm curious to see how creative the party gets with this. So if y'all have just random objects that can be creatively utilized, now's the time.
I've got,
Neovara has her mini buttons, but also rope manacles, which she can take apart.
Manacles? You're walking around with manacles?
Yes, and what of it?
I have a bunch of rope as well.
So
I've got a
if you want to get
tinderbox.
creative as far as pooling all these things that we have, Zed apparently has 5 candles, a bag of 1,000 ball bearings, hemp
Mulberry.
hemp and silk rope,
Oh.
all of
Crowbar.
his thieves' tools, which he could
Nice.
possibly potentially use, a bell, 10 feet of string.
Why does he have so much stuff?
He's,
All that.
he's never really had a home. He brings everything with him.
Got a bottle of string with me in case you
Got-
need.
Got quite a lot of fucking string, trust me.
Rope.
Got some
lots of it.
torches.
A piton or a python. They almost look
Python.
like nails.
So yeah, the pythons would be
perfect.
used for like climbing. So think more instead of a nail, think more of like a railroad spike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we got all sorts of things, and that's just
And
in
a
this one
fork.
pocket here.
Oh, you said question off topic. You like money?
Do I?
Yeah.
Do you? Do you know me at all?
Come buy them ball bearings from you.
Oh, I'd be fucking. Wait, you want all of them?
Yeah.
1,000?
That's a
Well,
1,000 ball bearings.
I mean, unless you need some. I mean, I don't really need 1,000 of them. Yeah, I got this fact, So you I might have seen it before. I'll pick up a rock and I can make it go really fast, really far.
Oh.
Sometimes it's really.
Ooh, a ball
Sometimes you,
bearing would be nasty.
sometimes you
All right.
don't have a rock.
On the goddess's green earth, why do you have 1,000 ball bearings, and how are you able to carry them? Isn't that like 170 pounds?
I mean, I have some too.
I mean, you ever just
How many ball
somebody
bearings? Everybody has ball bearings.
somebody's
Got-
chasing after you, you throw them on the ground behind you, they roll over. Oh, my, makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's row
See,
school, baby.
That's a good idea. Huh.
Like slippery caltrops.
Usually just
You
kick them
know,
in the
Has
head.
anything.
I haven't tried this either, but what if I could load those into my crossbow?
Oh, like
Ooh.
joint slingshot.
Anyway, I
Random
feel like I'm
choice.
bragging now. We definitely got quite a lot of things for you to be able to build with.
Yeah, how much you want for like 100 in them ball bearings?
I'll just give you 100 ball bearings.
Oh, all right.
For
Well,
the
I'm gonna.
for the price of 100 ball bearings, I will let you count them out, so I don't have to.
Some
How
of you
about we?
guys, some of you guys also collected dinosaur parts.
How about we estimate how much 100 is, and I'll give you 4 gold for it if we just guess. So I don't
Okay.
have to count
Just grab a handful.
it.
Also,
Quiet.
Zed has mending, so he can probably help put this together
How many ball bearings do I get? 9.
magically.
No.
You take it. You took it. Oh my god.
So he
That's
reaches
awesome.
into the pouch like a grab bag, and when he pulls his hands out, like they're ball bearings. So, you know, when you
He's
do
like
so,
trying to
just most
claw
of them
them.
just like kind of fall out of in between your fingers, and you know,
And I have,
it's kind of
I
a
don't have hands. I have
yeah,
talons.
it's a
Right.
cascading event. So like once the first couple fall out, then everything else just kind of clatters everywhere.
I'm gonna very awkwardly look down at the 9 ball bearings in my hand, and then look back up at you, and then look into the bag and go, "Well, a deal's a deal," and put them in
Tell
my
you what.
pocket.
Tell you what. 4 more
You could
gold, and
just
I'll let
you
you
could
grab
just
again.
All
you
right,
could just
I'll
take
do
more
it.
handfuls, until you have as many as you like.
All right,
Y'all, I'm making money over here. All right.
Okay,
I'll
sorry.
do it again. I'll try again. All right, that's a bit better. What, 30, 35 ball bearings?
It was honestly impressive.
Money well spent, thank you. Oh, I can't search it. Why can't I search it?
'Cause I think it's under just a bag of ball bearing.
Oh, okay. I'll just add it manually then.
But yeah, Zed could definitely use mending to try and put some of these things together for you, or to seal this contraption. Ooh.
Okay, so you got ball bearings, you got pitons,
Crowbar,
a
hammer.
crowbar. All right, all right.
So I have a mess kit. Use my fork, my chopsticks.
Aren't those just your hands?
Chopsticks.
Because you're a monk.
He's a monk.
I know, right?
I'm gonna
I mean,
put these in
he
the bed.
says he has a mess kit, but
Ball bearings will
So
work for that, right?
Yeah,
I think they're lighter than a pound, though.
I mean they'll
would
still
my
hurt.
mage would
They'll
my
still-
mage hand be allowed to or be able to rather help Raul deploy this trap just so he's got an extra hand?
I mean, it could help. It kind of depends on how you have it help. Because mage hand still has some limitations.
I
Yeah.
would say
Okay.
like hand on hand, pushing down while I'm pulling it to like just force it into the ground.
Yeah, it says
you know,
it
Alex,
just says can't attack, can't activate magic items, and can't carry more than 10 pounds. So with that being said, I would kind of extrapolate that to just being like 10
10
pounds
pounds
of
of
extra
force.
force. Right.
Yeah.
Right, cool.
One thing I can do as we're approaching his building too is I can cast a spell to detect his thoughts and see if any of those thoughts give a clue as to how powerful this being is or not powerful this figure is.
Oh yeah, at the least if he expects us. he's probably expecting us, but in
Can
a
he-
negative sort of sense.
Will he tell if you're doing that?
Not at the surface level. If I chose to dig deeper, then he would know that somebody was tampering, but not at the base level.
Very nice.
I mean, why not? Okay, at least see, if he's thinking about normal humanoid things, or if he's, an ancient eldritch deity or something in disguise.
God, wouldn't that be the worst?
Ugh.
Thank you. Tinker's tools. Advantage, normal, disadvantage.
So you're using Tinker's tools to do this.
Mm-hmm. I don't technically have an artificer toolkit, but we've gathered. I figured that's better than thieves' tools, which is my other one.
And can any of us help him, like by holding things in place or any of that, to give him some advantage?
I was just about to say,
Yeah,
I'll
you can
cast
probably have somebody assist.
I'll cast Mage Hand and just kind of ask what Raoul wants me to help with.
I'm gonna need you to hold the flashlight under the hood.
We need to go back to that
Oh, yeah,
body and lift up the
grab a wrench,
loincloth
please.
with that hand.
I mean, nobody's gone back to the body yet.
Right.
I didn't think about that, but
That's just messing around. We don't have to do that.
no, that just would have been funny. Like, I am
Right.
scared. Mage Hand, can you go do that for me?
At least see what you're dealing with under there.
All right. Normal roll. How you want me to do this?
So just roll with advantage. So you managed to construct a very, very, very makeshift contraption.
Like makeshift contraptions.
It looks like it shouldn't work, but you're confident that it will.
All right. Heck yeah. See if it holds up.
Impressive. Where did you
All
learn
right.
that? Do you remember where you learned all that?
Oh, well, you figure out how to make stuff when you got nothing and you're trying to, work and do jobs and find things and people and such. Sometimes you got to be a bit creative when it comes to how you do go about the things you do.
All right, everybody, you ready for this? Cha holds out his hand. Like, everybody
Let
put
us-
a hand in.
Let us go meet our fate. Ha ha ha. And I don't know if I'm joking or not, but
All right, so
You said-
Charles got his hand in.
You said Cha was going to do the detect thoughts as well?
Yes,
So
when we get
we're not
closer to
immediately
the
just like
building.
running in.
I'm just running. Yeah, just. We all look like the butler. We go in. That would be great. Okay,
All right.
Kozik throws a hand in.
yeah,
Zed's got his hand in, and he's going to look over at Cha and just be like, all right, secret handshake after this.
Oh, for sure. I added a little flurry to it.
I don't know.
Yavara,
secret
Zed,
handshake.
Veldrin, Raoul, get those hands or limbs or appendages in here.
I roll, please do not stab me with your talon.
Niavara will put her hand into the ring.
Gloved or
I
ungloved?
really didn't expect you to, Niavara. I expect
Gloved
you
or
to just
ungloved?
have
What do
that.
you mean?
Yeah, are your hands covered or uncovered?
They're uncovered.
Okay.
What?
So you throw your hand in. Nothing happens. Actually, something does happen. Just kidding. So you throw your hand in. At this point, you realize that wound, the wound that you got smacked in the side, the itchiness, it's not there anymore. It's actually in your hand.
The one that I
Ooh.
used to try and sneakily deal with it.
Yes.
Ugh.
She's got a parasite.
And on your
What is
hand
that?
is this symbol. And it kind of looks like maybe it was burned onto your hand or something like that.
What's the symbol?
Niavara.
A circle and a triangle just kind of layered on top of each other. Cha, give me a quick little history check.
Yeah. This one. 16.
16. So that, you recognize that symbol. It's a brand of the Catherine. It is
Man.
often, well, you know it as, it is to mark their enemies. And as such, you know it kind of brings ill scenarios. You know, bad stuff happens to people with that mark. It's
Niavara
kind of their thing.
raising her eyebrow.
I was very like enthusiastic with this whole huddle up kind of let's do this thing, and then he sees that and he's kind of furrowing his brow and then looking into Niavara's eyes with like uh, um go team.
Cha. What is this?
Got hit with
And
that thing, didn't you?
Niavara, you can also
Nice.
give me a religion check.
Let's go.
Ah,
This is 2 clerics that I've played that don't have religion.
making sure I have this information correct. Sec, I'm making sure I got this correct. Okay. Tab. Okay.
What aren't you telling me, Cha?
Um, that's that is like an evil sigil that has been burned into your body by by that family. There's a whole hierarchy and series of families, structures, and rivalries in the hells. Well, there's a particular family that this this devil you battled was from, called the Carthrin. And that is the symbol of the Carthrin's branded enemies. And you're one of them now. And we need to make a priority of removing that from your hand. Whenever we're able. Would Cha have any knowledge about how to remove this thing and have any power to be able to do so himself?
Him to do it himself? No idea. The power of other individuals to remove it? Well, typically enemies of theirs don't really live that long. I mean, you kind of are in the hell, so life and death is pretty often.
Niavara will turn away, sort of looking at it, try and focus and try and erase it from her skin.
So,
Sort of focusing her attention on her palm, like trying to see if she can A, move it, or B, cover it up.
Raul, does Raul notice this?
I don't know, does he?
Or they're hearing their conversation of it.
Yeah,
don't
your
know.
hand was your talon
One
was in
man
there,
there.
so you would have been right there.
He needs to
Oh,
be.
she's turning away, like sort of like focusing on it, like
You need to be
looking
over
at it
there.
very intently.
Okay, but I'm aware of the sigil, so that's what I need to know. Uh,
In theory, Raoul's much taller than Niavara, so it's not like even though she's hiding it, he couldn't see it if he was looking.
so I'm just gonna pull a little piece of the dinosaur hideout, and just a little like 4x4 square. I'm gonna cut it off, and I'm gonna just attach a little rope to it and be like, just in case, you go ahead and hide it.
That's not what I'm trying to do, but thank you for the thought.
I don't know if it helps, but you know, sometimes when I think, well, something that I look at something and it reminds me of something I don't like. Sometimes it helps to just not look at it, but it's your hand, so I figure you might look at it a lot. So
Charles looking around is like, Raoul, this listen, we're going to need someone who's holy, someone that knows how to deal with very powerful, very good magic. And maybe we can remove that.
I was just
People
thinking,
burn you with
since
this. I understand it's good intentions.
you know we was getting ready to go into a fight and stuff, and I was thinking maybe it's a bit discouraging. So you know.
Did any of Niavara's efforts to sort of change her skin work around her hand?
Hmm.
Any changes you've made, the symbol adapts.
Ooh.
Can she scooch it anywhere on her body, or does it stay on her hand?
It seems to stay on her hand.
It's out of character. I'm really curious how that works with the changeling stuff. If it burns through it or
Hmm.
not.
Marking.
Niavara, we're going to get rid of it. Okay?
And I'll do what my brother did. The marking won't survive if there's not a hand there for it to exist on.
Would Shaw know if that would actually effectively remove it? If you remove the limb that it's connected to, I think that it would move. Like, but I don't
So
know.
you would know. I mean, I'd say just going off of a 16, it wouldn't. It's an arcane effect, a curse of
That's
sorts.
just a manifestation of it, Niavara. It's affecting your entire being right now. You can't cut it off. We have to remove it with magic. Powerful. It's a curse from that fucking thing that your brother's holding on to.
It's not my brother's fault, one. Number two, if it's anyone's fault, it's me because I decided to try and taunt the damn beast.
No, I'm not saying it's either of your faults. I'm saying that monster's weapon is the thing that branded you.
Oh, that's fair. On the other hand, I truly do wish them luck.
I like your spirit.
The traveler has many faces, and his children will never be destroyed.
Nice. Well, we do know one person who's going to be destroyed today. Let's do this thing.
She'll use her other hand to shake on it.
All right then.
Shakes.
So what's the party's plan then? Where do we go from here, team? Where are you going? What are you doing? How are you approaching this plan?
So we had planned that Ms. Niavara would disguise herself, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Niavara will take a second to sort of brush over her face over her shoulders and over her body to appear as the butler did.
Oof.
Convincing, no?
Annie.
Simply canny?
You sound just like him.
Hmm. I'm more worried I sound like the bartender at the Mimic.
Well, you can give
Side
me
quest.
a
Pretty
deception, and we could just roll with whatever you get on that.
Go.
Yes. Sweet. Nice.
All right,
So
23.
lifelike.
You
No,
managed
you've
to
got
get
it.
the
Spot
proportions
on.
right, and you even managed to get the slight angle that he sticks his chin up in the air when he speaks. The most subtle of movements he conveyed.
It's almost like you have practice at being a snob, Niavara.
With being a drow, my dear. The glorious
right.
race I serve is indeed the superior.
Ooh, I felt that one. Okay, so what about that big monstrous glaive you're holding? We probably shouldn't walk in there with that.
Veldrin just kind of shrugging.
Eldrin can be the guard outside.
Huh,
The
okay,
watch,
sure.
if you will.
But if
Yes,
all
we'll
those
need some
mimics start
security.
coming, the mimics start coming, he'll be out there alone. And the
He
door will
will-
be blocked.
Well, who says that he's at the door?
Oh, okay, okay. Like hiding.
And he can yell to us if they start coming, obviously.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Veldrin would probably just wrap the glaive in cloth.
I guess we should take it with so that we can show it to a holy person at some point, and maybe they can extrapolate the counter curse from the runes. All right, so let's do it. Get close to the building. I will cast my spell, see what the surface thoughts are, just to get an impression, maybe if they're a human or something much, much worse. That would give me some peace of mind. I can let us know. We walk on in.
All right, sounds apt, actually.
We surround this sucker with platitudes and jolliness at our success,
And then
and
knives.
then knives, and then Raoul. You set your thing. After you knife him once, you run back, set the thing, and we continue knifing. Sound good?
Oh, yep. Works for me.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Was that Chris Pratt?
Oh, he beat me to it.
And we wrap back around.
There they are. So you make your way through town or outskirts?
I think outskirts, right?
Yeah. So the last time we basically I think the same route that we basically took when we found Flicks, because we snuck around from the inn or the shop, I guess, where we were. So it's pretty much, I would assume, the same path we took to try and avoid the town.
Sure.
Okay. Sneaky. We're being sneaky.
Oh yeah.
It won't burn any magic to stealth us very stealthily. I just figured we could try to be a little sneaky.
All right, so if you guys are being sneaky, give me those stealth checks.
Let's see.
Oh, come on.
Well, now's your opportunity to use an inspiration.
I will use inspiration. That is horrifying.
Gonna need a montage.
Let's go.
There we go. 19.
19. Okay. And the lowest was a 15. All right. So you managed to sneak around the outskirts of town, avoiding any idle glares, any randomly roving mimics, any avoiding detection in general. And you make it to, well, at least the back of the Deo's house.
At that point, Cha casts Detect Thoughts and listens. So he would be able to tell where the creature is.
Any one creature that you can see.
He doesn't have to see it. Any thinking creature.
If you learn surface thoughts of creatures.
He learns what is most
Right.
on its mind at the moment. Let's see what else. This spell will detect the presence of thinking creatures within 30 feet of where he is. It can penetrate
30 feet.
barriers,
2 feet
but
of
2 feet of
rock.
rock, 2 inches of metal or lead, or a thin sheet of lead blocks it. And he can't detect a creature with an intelligence of 3 or lower. So he can perceive where they are through the barrier.
So there is. Yeah, you detect the creature inside. Not really in motion.
Okay. So there's one inside. Cha's just saying it out loud. There's one creature inside right now. We're assuming this is Dale. And then I'll learn its surface thoughts, what is most prevalent on its mind, its kind of inner monologue right now.
Let's see here. It's lost the rest of the duration described above. Even if you can't see it. Surface thoughts. I do love being me. Nothing could go wrong today. Basically, that's all that's in his head.
Okay.
Not a
So
care in the world.
So Cha is like he relays that. So yeah, he's sort of gloating about how great his life is right now. I think it's time to show him how bad life can get.
And you
So
can give me a.
he's not on his guard right now, is that right?
And Chad, you can also give me an insight.
You got it. Okay, insight.
You can read them.
17.
Because it says you can read its thoughts for the rest of the duration as described above. Which, as described above, if you probe deeper. Okay.
That would be, then it would be a save and it would know that I did it. And I'm not going to do that.
Okay. So detecting these thoughts. Hold on, let me. You get a feeling that something ain't right. Something
In the
seems off
creature.
about these thoughts. They seem almost fabricated.
Um, okay, guys, this is it. This makes it a little more complicated. The thoughts that Dale is having are not really his own. Something is implanting these thoughts. There might be a spell cast on him. He might not even be that bad. We don't know. He's under control too, I'm thinking.
So I just to throw this out there, as you all know, I'm compellingly charming, and I might be able to charm him, possibly leave the house for once, and maybe that might reveal something, either relinquish the town folk or something. It's just a possibility.
Don't know what if there's a proximity for how he's being controlled or what. I would think after the butler was destroyed, it would have stopped. But if he's been branded as well in some way, maybe a permanent mind control of some kind.
I'm wondering if that glaive has anything to do with it.
It
Zed's
could.
just gonna kind of stare at the glaive and almost peer at it suspiciously.
It's wrapped in cloth right now.
Well, I mean, he knows where it is.
Yeah.
Right. It could be. Creatures from the hells have many sinister and disturbing powers
I,
that are
I've
difficult to
got
get rid of.
a bit of an idea here. Um, hey, Veldrin, would you wanna walk over here with me?
Oh, you know
Um,
what?
and
Hold on. I just checked my DC chart here. With a 17, you pick up something else. There's more thoughts. Thoughts of sorrow? Regret? All within the
Hmm.
same entity at the exact same time.
Do they feel like different and different entities' thoughts
They feel
overlapping
like
or the
completely
same?
different entities, but one is pushed to the surface and the other is vastly suppressed.
Dude, this changes the game, you guys. This guy is under control. I feel it. It's like there's another personality that's been brought to the surface, and his real personality is shoved down below. I don't even know what the butler needed with this guy, but he's being used. He's a victim, like all of these mimics.
Well, let's at least go in. Deception is part of our plan. At least let's go in and show some force, but we can talk to him.
I could dive deeper too. Maybe once we lock the door, I could dive deeper into his mind and see what else is going on in there.
That sounds like a good
how
plan.
how long does detect thoughts last?
So this is for the
1 minute.
duration. Oh, it's 1 minute. Okay.
So y'all's will
So
have
I
to
can
get
check
moving
right.
real quick.
I can
So
check right now, and then he'll know that something's up and could possibly call for help.
so
Well,
Zed
and then we run in.
Zed is hastily then, hoping that he knows that that's how long it lasts. He's gonna grab Veldrin's arm and probably startle him out of his reading and all of that. and he's going to basically just run off away from the group. And before he starts to run, he's going to say, "I keep checking those thoughts."
What?
Basically, Zed has the assumption that the proximity of the glaive might have something to do with this.
Cha just looks around at Niavara, Kozik, Raul. What do you think? Should I dive deeper? If we can then just run in and block the door.
So-
Sure, but if we get into a fight.
I know we're down the two of them.
Two things kind of happened in that situation. To backtrack a little bit. Niavara, your hand hurts a lot more the further away Veldrin gets. And secondly, Cha, since you are concentrating on this, the surface thoughts so the thoughts of the oppressive entity still remain, but the thoughts of the oppressed entity start to fade away.
Oh, so only the thoughts of the controller are remaining while the other one is disappearing.
Yep. And all these things happen simultaneously as Zed runs away.
Zed is onto something here. I think that maybe that weapon has perhaps stolen the soul of the real Dale. Because all I'm sensing now is what is left is what has been replaced with. Those fake thoughts, fabricated.
Niavara's
He's-
gritting her teeth as she's like, and it hurts pretty badly without it around.
Oh no. Shit.
Zed will kind of wave back awkwardly at the group and kind of hold his hand up like, huh?
Shaw's like nodding vigorously, like you're onto something, but waving you back to come back.
Oh shit! Like Vildren, sorry for grabbing you like that. We got go. They're gonna kind of both hustle back, but I think together Zed's not fucking dragging Veldrin anymore.
This is complicated.
It sounds like this thing might need to be destroyed.
You have no idea how hard that would probably be.
Shit.
What? Any ideas, you guys? I mean, this isn't just an easy go in and kill somebody bad and things are better situation.
I was really
Unfortunately,
man, I wanted to go in there and blast him, but I do agree. Well, if we slightly shifted our plan a little bit to where instead of going in and trapping ourselves inside, we walk in and try to play this potential. Well, should we play the deception card as Niavara being the butler, or should we go in and play a separate potential deception card where the butler is for other reasons no longer with us?
look, there's two entities at play here. The closer you get with that glaive, the more the actual personality is coming up. So we could appeal to that.
Right?
But the other personality is there too. That would be the one to be deceived.
That would probably be the one controlling the rest of the town as well.
Yeah. So we remove it.
And Cha, since you're an entity of the hills and you grew up there, this is very much akin to a possession.
I've got an idea. You got so you think it's the this little weapon that's got it in it, right?
Well, it's part of it, yeah.
You got any holy water? You know if anybody's got any holy water on us?
I actually do.
I see that.
Neovara fishes through her things, pulls out her little flask of holy water, and offers it over. Like,
You have
benefits of
holy
being new
water?
cleric. Benefits of being new cleric
Wow.
include making it.
Incredible.
We're gonna use it. Is it all right if I don't give it back?
I can make it, so
Oh, all right,
yes,
all right.
it's fine.
So, Joe, you are pretty sure this weapon's got something to do with it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, and then so I'm gonna lean down over it, and I'm going to ask protection from evil around it. It's
Ooh.
like a barrier to see if that does anything.
Hmm.
So you're casting it around?
Like
Not
or
on
on
it?
it, around it, like trying to surround this object with the protection of evil. 'Cause I know it's
So,
emanating from it, and I'm trying to contain it.
so the important question is
Hmm.
in or around or on? Those are two very distinctly different outcomes.
Uh-huh.
If I can channel it into the weapon magically, that would be what I want to do. If I can't, I'm gonna say on it.
In,
I have
you just
no
said
idea
in
what
and
this.
on.
Yeah, if I
Around?
can go in, I'm gonna go in. If I can't, I'm gonna put it like on the physical object itself.
Aren't those the same thing?
Well, I just meant like the magical nature
Just
of
do
it
it in
versus the
it.
physical nature. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Into
think I
the
see what you're saying.
magical. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the important question is which one are you doing? I can't tell you which one to pick.
I'm gonna go towards the internal magicalness of it.
And you are casting protection. So you're basically trying to channel protection from good and evil into the weapon, which, I mean,
Yes.
it's basically the same thing as casting it on it in essence. It is still the object. That's all I was asking, if you're casting on it or around it.
Yeah,
Um,
on it, onto the object, imbuing it with the protection of good and evil.
all right.
Whoa.
So
Intriguing.
It specifically gives benefits against possession.
Oh, right. The target can't be possessed, which would mean the object. Well, maybe we'd want to cast that on the actual person, on Dale.
True. I was thinking, but if it's like captured Dale's soul and it's in it, that is Dale.
Right. Man, right. So his soul, if his soul is in there, then I guess technically it could be a creature. I don't know.
So I'll let the dice decide something. Roll me just a straight up. Actually, let's do a D100. We don't get to use those much anyway. Yeah,
Right.
you give me a D100, and Neovar can give me a D100.
Oh,
Oh boy, because this
all
could
right.
affect you. This could
My
We got
affect
the
holy
you.
water.
we got the
If your
opposite.
if your
Uh,
soul has been affected by this thing,
The brand,
this could affect
yeah.
you directly.
Let's go.
I'll get
76.
low rolls on these hundreds.
Just right. $550, 75. Okay, well, within parameters. Okay. So Raul, you cast protection from good and evil. And as you do so, the glaive begins to sizzle and react to the water being poured on it, almost as if attempting to evaporate and burn away this water. But it has very holy properties.
I'm gonna
To
just
which,
like
oh, go on.
frantically kind of look back at Neavara and Cha as this is happening, like while I'm concentrating on doing it. Just give him a little quick glance every now and then, like, what the fuck is this?
Cha is just totally enraptured in what you're doing and is just hoping it works, but has no clue what you're even doing.
It's holy water, babe. Niavara has made it before.
So,
Oh, so you guys
Ne-
are unaware that I'm casting a spell on it. To them, it just looks like I'm putting holy water on
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Cha's smiling though. He's like, yeah, like
So
that's
you'll hear me
good stuff.
like kind of mumbling under my breath as I'm doing a bit of like hand gestures with one of my talons as I'm pouring it over it.
all right.
Cha's
So,
watching Neavara too to see
Neavara
how she's reacting.
kind of stumbles a little bit, just sort of blacks out for a second. We'll get to that in a moment.
Reaches out and tries to catch her.
So, the pain in your hand grows with this intensifying heat, almost like somebody's putting a torch directly to your flesh. And yeah, and as your vision just kind of fade, it's kind of like when you're in so much pain, everything just starts to get real blurry.
I've had that happen.
Yeah. And for you, essentially, just there's so much pain, it's almost unbearable. In fact, it is unbearable. But amidst this pain, amidst this throbbing, horrendous burning, you hear a voice, and it's pleading, "Help me. I made a mistake. A deal. Forever trapped. Help." And the voice fades.
You just call him a dumb fuck.
Yes.
Also, there's another vision that occurs. You remember sitting at that table with various hooded individuals. You're kind of back there again. This time it feels very much, like a memory. Or maybe not. You can't really tell. And you look at your hand where this pain once was, and you look at the symbols carved into the wooden table in front of you. These figures still seated around this table, still all communing with each other, and they all simultaneously look to you. And each one of them holds out their own hand. And at this point, it's eerily quiet. Like, the only thing you can hear is maybe a faint gust of wind, like faint, like wind, kind of like through a window. And the sounds of muttering amongst individuals become very silent. And they all hold out their hands, and you recognize the symbols burned onto each of their hands. Every single one of them, part of a pantheon, And then you look down at your own hand, and you have no symbol. And then you snap out of it. But this takes a little bit, probably like a minute or two, for those of you who are conscious.
I was watching Neavara. He tries to grab her as she falls, just keep her from smacking her head on the ground or something.
Oh shit! Sorry, I missed a line in the first part of that description. So when you hear this voice, you also get an image of a human man, short hair, lanky arms. He kind of looks a little malnourished. Actually, he looks very malnourished. Not like skeletal malnourished, but this dude could certainly use some food. It looks human, sunken in cheeks. But as he pleads with you, you see him hold a hand up towards you, and in the darkness behind him, you see just a pair of horns and this wide, gaping, toothy smile, and a pretty sizable, like red, it's kind of like fiery red hand reach out in front, in between the two of you, and almost like a kid scooping candy back into its lap. This individual disappears, and that's when the table scene occurs after that. Almost like,
I see.
a kid being like, mine.
And I'm assuming that the people at the table were the Pantheon of the Dark Six.
Their symbols represented such.
Were all
There was
six
one.
of them there?
The one that was missing was the traveler.
Any of our groans from the floor like, fuck! Ah! Stupid fucking human made a fucking deal.
Ozik is like, what?
And Shaw just nods and is like, they
Why is
tend
that?
to do that.
That token.
Why do they continue? I'm not even gonna bother. Your theory is correct. I saw him.
Saw
The
who?
holy water. Someone inside begging for help when after the holy water got poured on the fucking weapon. Whatever.
It was Dale, wasn't it?
I have no idea, but I passed it. I fucking made me faint. Goddamn.
And Cha looks at her hand
Stupid.
and holds it up. How does her hand look after that whole thing?
Clean.
Oh, you're a
Oh, wait, it's clean?
genius!
The symbol is removed.
Oh, you did it!
What do I do?
Look! He shows him the hand.
Oh,
You cleansed her from it.
well, look at that.
Been erased.
Can't believe it. I thought we'd have to go to another universe or something to fix this.
I'm gonna kind of keep concentrating and looking at the glaive, and I'm gonna like stand up and be like, right, as intended.
What are
As
the
he like
chances
kind of
that?
ruffles himself.
So has enough time passed that Cha's detect thoughts has dropped? Does he
Oh,
still
yeah.
sense anything? Okay, it's gone.
It's
What are the chances that old Dale inside is maybe feeling a bit better?
Or the last thing I saw of the human was him getting snatched up by a red hand and smiling teeth.
Shit.
So
He
he either
made a
feels
deal.
better, or he very much knows we're here.
Thing knows we're here. Dale might not be home anymore. If you will. We'll find out. And
All right,
she'll
let's go in.
force herself to study.
Anybody know how to do an exorcism?
Well, you kind of just did it. Maybe use some of that holy water.
Do we go anymore?
Any of our
We haven't even-
pauses. Takes an hour to make and about 25 points worth of silver powder.
Shit. Cha starts looking out into town. Are any of the townsfolk coming this way, or has anything changed with their movements?
you're not seeing anything new, but they also haven't noticed you because you're stealth.
The other thing I'll say about silver is that it might be hard to come by in the Feywild, like lots of metals.
They've got his soul. He made a deal. I don't know how you can break that. It's what the hells are built on, are deals like that. Don't know if they can even be broken once they're made willingly by an entity, by a creature. So then Dale is probably gone. Whatever is in there, we want to get rid of. Don't know.
Well, if you can't break it, then the best we got his soul right here. Then right, why don't we release it? See what happens. Because it's gonna
So-
want to keep it.
Zed and Kozik, give me perception checks while this discussion is happening.
So I was just trying to put myself in the mindset of the the guy that captures people, right? Like if I had something and you let it free, I'd probably want to make sure I made it sure it didn't get free.
I don't know if this weapon is holding his soul or if it was just the conduit in which he took the soul. Might not be the weapon that's holding it. I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
Well, I'm just saying, but like any attempts we do to give it a bit of freedom, I'm not saying that it'll free him, but it might cause the thing to appear
They
or
accomplished
show
one
itself
goal,
to us.
but
Might
Side
piss it off
effect.
enough that we get a look at it.
Well, Neovara got to look at something. I don't know if it could manifest through Dale or manifest
say-
through the weapon.
Yeah, I feel like at this point we got nothing else to do except go inside.
And Kozik, check your DNs.
Hold on. Brace yourselves, guy. I hear footsteps coming from inside.
Oh,
And it
shit.
sounds like they're coming fast.
From inside the building?
Yes.
Calls coming from inside the house.
Should we go in and meet it? Push it back in? Bar the door?
Try to get
I
in
think
there.
We meet
Unless
it.
it's coming out.
What's that, Neovara?
We meet it. We have
Let's
no other
go.
choice.
Let's go now. Run it.
So you run to the door. I mean, or I'd say, so you all run into the door.
I'm gonna be last to get to the door because I have the door thingy.
First, I'm
Let's
going to
go.
try to see if it opens in or out. Then I'm just going to try the door.
I remember it
So-
opens in.
When you get to the door, it's already open.
All right, we got to get in there.
Go. We run in.
You are once again greeted with the home Casa de la Dale. Elegance, extravagance, and yet this time no Dale.
Where is he? What are footsteps?
Is he hiding?
Shut the
Hmm.
He
door.
left.
Bolt the door in, Raul. Do it.
Wait. If the door was open,
Keep hitting Belgium when I do that.
You think he got out?
this place very well may be empty.
I mean, every other time you've come to Dale's house, the door's been locked. This time it was open.
It's one room too, so
Mm-hmm.
Neovara is going to be looking around to see if she can look or hear anything.
Between your two 24s, I'd say you can hear the sounds of footsteps fading into the distance beneath you. Kind of like
Beneath
someone's
us?
running downstairs.
Raoul is looking for Dale, but also knows that this is a very wealthy house. and is
I
looking
knew
for
it.
things to use.
I knew it was underneath. I knew there was something underneath this house. It wasn't just one room. Go. Let's go. Let's find the entrance under this house. Raul, lock this door. Break it. Brace it.
Oh yeah, I'll turn and jam
Yeah,
the
brace
door.
brace the door. We need some security.
All right, so you jam your contraption in,
And then yeah, I'll look
and it
for
is an
anything
any
useful.
door, so
Yeah, so that
barricading
would
is
work good.
feasible as well.
Okay. Now we need to look for it. Investigate for the entrance to an underground.
I'll say any investigations from this point would have advantage because your perceptions were so good. Now you're just kind of looking for the specifics.
Me
Eh,
too. Can I do it?
Yeah, everybody.
Okay.
Apparently, Neovar is still a little shaken.
Nice.
Oh, look at that.
So Raul and Kozik and Zed.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't even roll with
Nice.
advantage. I forgot to do
All right. It's kind of funny how the natural 20 is a 19, and
that.
then everybody, and then you
Because of
got
my
higher than that.
extraordinary intelligence. Yeah.
So I would say Raul and Zed, you kind of reached the same conclusion. Where would he be hiding something like this? And I'll say with Raul's 21 as part of the additional insurance, I don't know, were you trying to not only use your contraption but also like barricade the door
Yeah, so I would have slammed it
using,
into the ground at the bottom of the door and then opened it into the doorway.
because there is a big old couch that Dale typically lays on.
I could push that couch in front of the door.
Oh, sweet. It just so happens to be that there is a
Essentially, the
trap
door's
door
underneath.
under this couch.
Right on.
Kozik, with your natural 20
19.
minus 1, you reach the same conclusion, but you are also aware that this fella has one or two objects of dwarven make in here. Things that are way too good to be, just random. Well, it's still random, but there's some things in here that don't match because you are also, an entity of nobility. So you understand when you're designing something, you're designing it with purpose. And everything else in here fits, like the tapestries, the vases, all that stuff. But there's some really that thing over there, looks like dwarven make. That hammer that's laying there in that the stands that you put the stuff in, display case, like that display case over there is clearly of dwarven make of superior quality. Actually, I'd say it's maybe actually the head of a pickaxe. Not the whole thing, just the head of a pickaxe, because it's kind of hard to fit a whole pickaxe in here. But that is clearly too good to be in here. But anywho, you notice that with the nat 20. Well, nat 20 minus 1.
Okay. Wow. I don't know if it's time to investigate that at the second,
Let's get him.
but I'm
Let's
into
go.
it.
I mean, it's a glass case. Like, it's not secured or anything. It's not like he expects anybody to break into his house and try and murder him.
Right. Well, I consider these things the spoils of war, and I grab them up.
You now have the
Nice.
head of a very nice dwarven pickaxe. So yeah, trapdoor.
Let's go.
You kick the door
Yeah.
open, or I should say, pull it open. And beneath you, there are stairs that lead down. They are they look wooden. They look pretty well traveled actually, but they do still look old, so they creak a little bit. And where there may have been some settled dust on the stairs, there's definitely footprints, very clear footprints, and cobwebs. It just kind of leads down, and it's real cold down there.
Let's try to follow the footprints in case it's trapped down here.
Doo doo doo.
Yeah, good idea.
All right.
Yamara is racing down after it, knives in hand.
Let me
Follow
stab you. Get
Niavara.
back here. One sec. Let me get the. Let me preload the scene.
I'm a bird. I don't know how I feel about going into dark holes underground. So I'm gonna very cautiously trail
You not
behind.
ready to explore this deep shaft?
Everybody
And
needs to
I feel like we're
activate.
going home.
And give me a sec to get your tokens on here.
Darkness.
This long and dark cavernous hole.
Well,
Forget
that's
to
weird.
stroke the merkin.
Oh, my tokens are all fucked up. I updated the server and now things. Okay.
Is
We're in total darkness.
Mr. Conrad's heart of darkness, if you will.
You would think a bird would have some sort of like ability to see in the dark, but they don't at all.
Tokens are just all sorts of wonky. I don't know
Oh.
why.
They min-maxed for flying.
fuck?
Can you blame them?
Yeah, which then they nerfed it because it used to be 50 fly speed and 20 foot, and now it's 30.
Token.
Yeah, you have to be owl based to have night vision.
And
Actor. Cha Rafiki. Never displayed. Update token. So this token.
next game, I'm gonna roll up a character that's just an owl bear. Follows you guys.
Oh
here.
my god, these tokens are fucked right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
One sec, fixing tokens. There, shit got. Damn it.
Shit, God.
It's
fuck.
like
Is owlbear just an animal intelligence?
Yeah, it's like 2.
token.
Roll the highest animal intelligence you can.
Navigation
I
link
think you have to have a
data.
3 to be able to speak or
Update.
communicate, and so it's
Prototype.
below that.
Cha.
We'll give it the merkin. It'll be the greatest personality in Albert.
What
Yeah.
the fuck is wrong with these tokens?
Be a very charismatic bear.
Feel free to take 5. I have to hammer out this tech issue. I don't know why the hell's doing this.
All
Break
right,
time.
be right back.
Yeah.
Why? Did something happen with identity? Update. It's not updating the token. It's the artwork, so that works. Token artwork. What the fuck? Okay, something happened with the module. Okay. Oy vey. So that module broke. Alright. Let's see if I can fix it. See if I can fix this little oopsie. That should not be using that token. Okay. I paste target. Some server. Player token. Add frame. Apply. Let's see if that token got mixed up. Or, ugh. How about just delete that? It's nobody's. Go into here. It's a prototype token that's breaking. Okay. All right. Why would we not link accurate data then? Okay. Kozik. Kozik's works. His have. Ugh. Okay. Okay, I think I see what happened. Ugh. All right. The artwork freaked out. Yep. All right. I can fix this. Add this. Then we're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna add a frame. Gonna do that. Token.
That's funny. 2 Chaws. And 1 Nivara.
Work in progress.
Mentally, I know that Chaw thinks that the holy water's what did it. On the other hand, the funny image is actually that, buddy, hold up, devils, this one's ours. We claimed her body first. Back the fuck up.
And you have Kozik. Then that one worked. That one didn't get fucked up. Has it's not linked data. Date. Kozik. Oh, why is that? What the f? Wait. I think I wait. Hold on. Don't link data. Update. Kozik.
Okay, here we go.
Kozik should not have that site. Token. Vision. Enabled. Update. Raoul. Now it's
Here's some
Kozik.
good underground tense music.
Then still coming. I need to just stop using this prototype token shit. All right, I'm probably gonna dump that. Ay. It's not Cha. Get rid of that. Update. Yeah, I'm gonna see which module that is, and I'll probably just have to remove it. Ay. Okay. Oh, still linking the wrong actor. Name. Oh, never displayed. Appearance. Source identity. Update. That. Fix that. Good thing I have these saved. Uh-oh. That's one I don't have saved. Shoot. Tokens? Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's really not good. Tokenizer? Please tell me Raoul's in here. Okay. That one. Add. Yes. Apply. Okay. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me just fix everybody's while I'm at it. Almost done. Eldrin's fine. Okay. Dead. Coming up as Niavara. Get rid of that. Update token. This image got fucked. All right. Here. Going to dead. Right. That. Basically having to redo everybody's token. Kind of annoying, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, it's coming up as roll now. That shouldn't be the case. What the fuck? That's Zed. Didn't it? Zed. Don't link accurate data. Update the token. Please work. Oh. Token. And then I need to do the map layer. Is that fog? Yes. What's that? Oh, fix that. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, nope, he has... Alright, we can fix that real quick. And... What? The fuck? Vision. Well, that's... basic. Yes. Update. Reset. One more time. Okay, I think everybody should be able to see in this room, in just this room now. Tokens have aligned, and there's a module I gotta hunt down and just get rid of. But that'll be for later. I need to figure out which one that is. I bet it's attacher. All right. Is everybody back? Does everybody have control of their tokens respectively?
Yep, I can see mine. Oh,
But can you move it and
control.
stuff?
Let's see. Ah! Yep.
Sid, Raul, are you able to move your tokens and stuff?
Yep.
And nobody can move anybody else's tokens?
I don't think so.
Not that I can see.
I'm not gonna try.
Correct. I did try, and I can't, unfortunately.
Okay, good. Yeah, we updated the server, and apparently it's a whole new structure, so we had to go in and, well, I didn't have to do anything, but my buddy had to go in and do a bunch of server-side things, and one of those updates that everything else doesn't like, so it breaks. Anyway, at least I have a temporary fix. Or I did something wrong. Either way. So, Raul, you back? That's okay. He'll be the last one down the stairs. So, you guys descend. Descend, well, for some of you, into darkness. However, the darkness is very short-lived, considering you step into a room where there's a singular point of light. However, the light is not emanating from an object. There's no lamp, there's no torch, there's no chandelier. It's just a light, just ambient light. The center point is just essentially hanging in the air somewhere. But you can see, and this room is, well, I would say dark, but there's illumination. It's beneath your feet there's these dusty footprints that lead towards a door. There's stone that's old, cracked, unattended to. There's just so much dust that's accumulated on all of these walls, and cobwebs dangle above your head as they sway ever so slightly as you move about, as if they haven't been tended to in a very long time. And you step down here. It's quiet. And basically behind you is a door, so it was stairs that led to essentially a door that you guys walked in.
Man, what have we gotten ourselves into this time?
And you viewers can see
Well, I
what
don't
they
know,
see.
but I do see a door there, and I feel like if a door exists,
then
it can be
some.
kicked in.
Go for it, Kozik.
Oh, let's see. See if I can do it. Ugh. Well, first I try the door. Is it unlocked?
Just
It's
smash it.
so you reach out and the door is indeed locked.
Smash it, Kozik. Use your dwarven might.
Just as an exercise, what does it take to like try to kick a door in?
Athletics.
Athletics? All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it right this
I
time.
look around and I'm like, all right. I kind of shrug my
Hey,
shoulders and
hold on, Kozik.
Thumbs up.
no.
What's wrong
Just in
then?
case there's potentially a trap, I do have these thieves' tools. Just as
Right,
an
all
option,
right.
before you kick that fucking door as hard as you can, I could send my
Alright.
mage hand and see if I can tinker around with that lock.
I'll certainly step aside in the interest of magic.
Okay, caution is yeah necessary.
The better part of valor.
Hey, that's a
Also,
good one.
if you had suggested to Eldritch blast the door, I wouldn't have said anything.
Oh, good to know for the future.
So for Mage Hand, you can control the hand. You can use it to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door or container. So it doesn't say the Mage Hand has the ability to utilize complex machinations to unlock a
But
door.
yeah, well,
You can use
I,
thieves' tools to pick locks and disarm
I can
traps.
use thieves' tools to pick locks and disarm traps. Yeah.
You got to do
Which
it.
is
Facing
kind of
the
funny how it
danger.
does that. Unless it's the special one you have. Let me double check
Yeah,
that.
that's Ledgermain. I just linked it in chat.
Oh,
That's
the
what it's
basic
called.
one can't. The fancy
Yeah.
one can, though.
Oh,
Yeah. I just couldn't remember the name of the Ledgermain. Yeah. So yeah, yours would work. You know that you get a feeling that a normal mage hand, they're really good for high fives, but yours is more tailored
I
and
want
suited
to
for yours.
never be defeated at fucking Rochambeau.
hey, we need to use your mage hand for our high five that we're developing.
Oh, all right.
For
We'll
sure.
figure that one out. I hadn't thought of that. Anyway,
So to utilize your, so you're gonna unlock the door.
Yep.
So give me a sleight of. Actually, it's just using the tools, I believe. So you should. Let's see. Can you click it and?
I can use the tools here. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you like slide over the image of the tools, you should be able to like see the little dice thing pop up.
Yep. So just, I guess, no advantage, just normal.
Just normal.
Right.
So, Kozik, you were just about to kick the door in upon the request of Cha, and upon preceding request, Zed was like, "Well, hold on, let me do this real quick." And the Ledgermane is an invisible hand, so all you see is thieves' tools appear next to Zed. Because you just kind of see them get pulled out by an invisible entity. And they hover. They hover.
Incredible.
They hover. Then they hover. And then they just kind of put themselves into the locks and start fidgeting upon their own accord.
That is pretty trippy, man.
And it's within range, so
Wait.
yes.
I didn't even know I could do that.
And as you say that, you hear the lock just kind of.
All right, Kozik, kick it as hard as you fucking can.
Should I? Okay, I approach it.
Oh,
And I guess I if it has a handle, I use that rather than kicking it.
It does indeed have a handle.
All right,
I'll kick it anyway.
I use it.
You should be able to
You're such
click
a
on it.
noble.
Unless, can you see the door that you can?
That
Be able to
was a
click on it.
noble and self-controlled choice. You passed the test, Jose. Good job.
Yeah.
Are you not able to click the door?
Oh, do I have to I click it and something happens. Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
clicked it. There seems to be a passageway here. And I take a deep breath and I step inside. And I call out kind of quietly, like the tunnel just keeps going. There's another door here.
Let's go get that possessed guy.
Zed's gonna kind of show off a one-sided high five, and he's be like, "Ah, great job." Just kind of whispering to
Oh no,
himself, and then he's gonna
Chad's gonna
follow.
run. I was gonna run by you and do like a jumping high five and try to include the mage hand, which is invisible.
Yeah, Zed's just following along.
It looks like we might need your skills again, Mr. Thatcher. There's another door here.
Well, I can't see a fucking thing.
Yep, because you do not have dark vision.
Chop pulls out his moon-touched sword,
Zed,
and a beautiful moon glow comes from the tip of it and lights up the space.
you just see Zed like almost crouched down a little bit, with hands out, just trying to not bump into anything.
15 foot. 15. Okay.
It
So
was
that will give
noble
you-
that you were going to do all this without seeing anything, Zed, but you don't have to now.
Let me give your token. Light radius.
Out of character, Zed also has a lantern that he's never used.
Let a torch be used.
I hear Zed go, I can't see a fucking thing. And I'm just like, oh,
There you go.
okay.
So now you have.
Lighted
So
torch.
that's 15, 15.
It does say Raoul torch. Is that correct?
So
I'm
much
lighting-
light in
yeah.
this
Yes.
chamber now.
Yeah, I'm gonna light a torch myself.
There's 0 shadows in this chamber now, thanks to all 3 of us.
And a torch is 20, 20. Okay. Light radius. 20.
Yavar, you okay? I'm so glad that worked.
Update.
Yes, I'm fine.
Man, you know, maybe the 2 of us could take down the Hell Realm someday.
I have discovered something cool. Please hold. I'm going to see if this works.
Yep. Rule of cool always applies.
Move you up here just to see if it works.
I want to use the boomerang
kinda
in this
working.
chamber.
So you see the little light source on your animation on your token?
I don't see anything.
You don't see it?
Yeah, I've got it. I've got it on mine. It's cool.
Because he has the sword that's lit up.
Uh-huh.
Well, Raoul should have a light source. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't have a
Yeah,
light source
from
on.
his torch.
Oh, it didn't save. That's why. 2-0. Update.
Oh, it flickers
Man, look at all this light.
from a torch. Yeah.
Yeah, there's specifically a torch flicker
Kinda
effect.
neat.
That's fucking cool.
Are there any spiders connected to those spider webs, perchance?
Nope.
Damn. Oh.
15,
Oh,
15.
looks a little crestfallen.
Adapted.
All right, wait. We going in.
Damn it.
Okay, I'll go first. I kind of thought that we would maybe this is probably locked too, and we'd have to pick it. But let's go check it out.
Smash it open!
Ah. Okay. Can I try the knob? Does it open?
Seems unlocked.
All right. Again, I take a deep breath, and I've got my wand in one hand here, ready to blast, and I open up the door. Let's do it. Clickety.
Right
Phew.
there. After you.
Okay, it wasn't trapped.
Just making sure you have dark vision. Since I update the tokens, just making sure.
Oh.
Okay.
I gotta take my spears off because I don't have.
Another room.
They can see, they can see, they can see,
There's
they can see. Okay.
there's several other doors.
Yes, so as you step into this room, the first thing you are greeted with is the very uniform stonework beneath your feet. It's very stable despite the cracks. It's very cold. The dust along the floor, there's almost no dust in here. Very, very much a polar opposite of the last room you were in. This one seems actually cleaned and maintained despite the structural differences. The walls themselves have this very, you almost get this feeling of like this lifelessness to it. I guess it's stone, but it's almost like this cold. I mean, as a dwarf, and I'm just going to specifically point out, as a dwarf with stone cunning, whoever built this did not build this with any level of intent of making it nice or structurally perfect, but it works. And to you as an individual who's lived amongst the city, the dwarven cities, and the fine stonework, you've even been in caves, right? And this is almost offensive for you to just stare at, to see such craftsmanship, such potential just be wasted on such simplicity. Other things of note in here, there are these what look like statues, one in each corner of the room, if you can see them.
I'm gonna touch it.
And there is what looks like a sort of a interesting sculpture in the middle. It's a sculpture of what seems like a, at this point, nondescript humanoid shape. What appears to be holding up some kind of a, well, if there were an object there, probably holding up some kind of a weapon above its head triumphantly. With, you know, one leg up on a rock, one leg kind of lower, and it's holding its hand up in a triumphant pose. But the features have been stripped, or, with your stone cunning, intentionally smoothed down to have no feature. Just more of a silhouette than an entity. And like I said, the rest of you, there are 4 what look like suits of armor just placed around the corners of the room. Swords pointed to the ground, and they are just kind of resting.
Are they all the same size? Like all uniform?
Yes. They're all facing each other.
Well, gentlemen, I think that this we have 2 doors to pick from. Zed, why don't you take one and I take the other? Because I also can unlock doors if it's locked. I have a sneaky suspicion that there might be something to these statues here that I don't like.
But before you do that, Zed, could you
And
do your
FYI,
fixie?
and FYI, there are more doors. Because I could see that you should be able to see it within your light radius. Not so much Zed.
Zed, could you do your fixie thing on this statue's face? Maybe we can see who it was.
All right.
Right
Well,
there's a double door.
let's
That
see
only
how
Niavara
this,
sees right now, by the way.
how
Wait.
this goes
Oh wait,
here.
no, Kozik would see it. Oh yeah, Raul would see it.
Niavara should see it.
Yeah, they're the doors down here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So is Zed able to mend this central statue at all?
It is much too great of an object for mending to function.
Oh well, worth a
Finally, I
shot.
And
gotta
plus, you
find a few
also are
pieces to
aware
put
that
together.
it's not necessarily torn or broken. It's just completely
rubbed
smoothed
away.
down.
Ah,
I'm gonna bonk one of these statues with my torch a little bit, like knock on it.
Dong. Making a resounding reverberation throughout the chamber.
so
And what happens next will be something that has to happen next week.
ooh,
All
nice,
right.
Ominous.
Uh-oh.
nice.
Did I just get us attacked?
Maybe.
Probably.
Highly
Prob-
likely.
We
probably.
from history, we know that we need to have Kozik touch everything in this room.
Yep.
There's an altar-like thing here.
Let's just start sticking every object we have into that statue's arms where it should be holding something.
Oh, what about the glaive?
That
Bad
was my
ideas.
first thought.
Ideas.
That was my first thought.
The
If the
statue
doors are
comes
locked,
alive
I
and
can't
starts
see.
using the glaive as a weapon.
Yeah, no shit, right?
No. All right, everybody.
That
Next
was
week,
fun.
my family's coming into town Tuesday night. I don't know what time, so I may or may not be able to join at different times in the evening. But I'm going to try my best. I'm really sorry that I've missed anything. But after that, there shouldn't be any problems for a long time.
Honest, yeah, it's no problem.
It happens. Life happens.
I
Yeah,
will
for
make
sure.
sure that I remember that it's Tuesday.
Fucking.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that was fun. I'm
Super
gonna mute
fun.
and wrap up stream, but that was a fun session.
Awesome.
I enjoyed this.
Always
Good
great
session.
meeting with you. So cool.
Indeed, traveler.
Right, we've got to do
Mhm.
some non-murdery but still productive things.
Yeah, man. You broke
Character
the
building.
curse.
Yeah.
You broke a curse, you evil bastard.
It takes something even more evil than the curse to break a curse. Right? That's how it works?
Yeah.
Negative times a negative equals a positive. All right. See you
All right,
next
guys.
time. Ciao.
See you
Talk
guys
to you
next
next
All
Tuesday.
right. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So I'm going to wrap her up there. So, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed. I figured I'll let the viewer have a little bit more idea of what they're running into. You know, they got a little more viewer thingies. We'll see how well that'll work out. Yeah. So I hope you guys have a good words. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I hope you guys tune in next time. I'm gonna try and get this up by maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I'll definitely have it up before next Tuesday, but I might do a little editing, might not. We'll see. But either way, technical issues aside, for y'all's on the Youbes tubes, we do this every Tuesday from 7 p.m. Pacific to about 10:30. Realistically, 7:30. I mean, that just kind of seems to be when we actually get started. But hopefully, we'll catch you again next time. And hopefully, you all enjoy it. Because things are bound to happen. Depending on which direction they go, things are bound to happen. It's going to be interesting. So, with that, I'm going to wrap this up so the YouTube video's not ridiculously long. So, I'll catch you next time. Have yourselves a good morning, evening, or whatever's in between for you. And be good to each other. World could always use more of that. So, until next time, y'all. Farewell. Until episode 22, or tomorrow when I'll just be back streaming again. Once again, probably like 5:30, I think is when I've been able to get started. So, 5:30 day, except for Fridays and Sundays. So, till next time, have a good one. Peace.